patio, and we are going to make some pork burned ends. I've got me some pork roasts here. They're 2 to 3 pounds each. I'm going to get these seasoned up, and I'll show you how we do that. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how I do this. I'm using some of the Killer Hogs The barbecue rub today. I've used this a couple times. It's really good on these. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put some mustard on here for a binder. Sometimes I use mustard, sometimes I don't, but this meat doesn't have a lot of moisture on the outside of it to help the rub stick. So this will help it stick on there. These are just some roasts that I had in my freezer. I'm going to cook these up today, make some burned ends out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to season these with some of this with the barbecue rub. Get all sides, really heavy coat. Then we'll put them on the smoker, and what I want to do is just cook them until, the best way I found, pork butts, ribs, anything, people say a certain temperature or something and then wrap them, but what I've found, and we're not going to wrap these, we're actually going to cube them up and then put them in a foil pan, but what I found is if you cook them long enough to where the rub, when you wipe it like that, it won't come off with your finger, so you got a good bark on there, then that rub will stick and it'll stay on there. That's what I found to work well for me. I used to do it to temperature, but I found that it's not always the same for every piece of meat, so I do it more by just how the rub feels. If it feels like it's stuck on there and it's not moving and you got a good bark, then I just go with that. And you can see on here too, I didn't put very much mustard on there. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't really affect the taste of it at all from what I've found, but it doesn't take a lot to get that rub to stick. You see some people just slather it on them. It's not really necessary to do that. Just a little bit goes a long ways. I like this barbecue rub. It does give the meat a really good flavor. I haven't used it a lot. I usually make my own, but I'm trying this out. Say I used it on another cook earlier and I liked it, so I'm going to try it on these and see how they turn out for me. But I'm going to get these the rest of the way seasoned up, and just this last one to finish, and then we'll get these put on the smoker. Alright guys, we're ready to put these on the smoker. Alright guys, so we've got this thing warmed up to 225. That's where we're going to let it run at. So I'm going to get these pork roasts put on here. Just going to put them down here on this bottom rack. I always put them on this side, away from my heat source. So we got them all on here. I'm just going to take my heat probe, or my temp probe, not my heat probe, thermometer. I'm just going to put it in this one, in this thickest part. I'm going to kind of monitor that. What I want is, normally it's around 160 when that gets the good bark on it that won't come off, and so we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll check it here in a few hours, see where we're at, and bring you along with us and keep you up to date on it. These are ready to cut up into cubes. Like they are. The grub's staying on there. It's got a good bark on it. I'll pull these off. I'm going to show you how we cut them up. We put them in some foil. Alright guys, so these were at 167 when we pulled them off. And all I'm going to do with them now is I'm just going to cut these off the bone in chunks like this. And then we're going to wrap them up in the foil and get them good and tender. We're going to make some pork burned ends out of these. That's a big chunk of fat there. We won't cut that off. But anyway, I'm going to cut the rest of these off, then I'll come back and show you how we cube them up. Okay guys, so I got this all off the bone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take these, and I'm just going to cut them. I'm just going to cut them into cubes, about yay size. And did usually just about 1-inch cubes or so, 1.5, because they'll cook down a bit. You could cut these in half if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to leave them like that. I like them a little bigger. And I'm just going to put them in the foil. So I'm going to finish cutting these up and then I'll come back and show you what we do. Alright guys, so I'm going to put a little more of the barbecue rub on here. Mix those around a bit and to get it on all sides of them.
Hey Dad.
Then I'm going to put this, hey Kai, then I'm going to put some butter on it. Just going to throw about 1/2 cube of butter in there, and that'll give it some flavor, help that caramelize and help it break down, and these will be nice and tender when we pull them out of there. So we're just going to wrap these up in a foil packet here. Usually I'll use a foil pan, but I didn't have one, so I'm just going to do it this way. And we'll take and double wrap that, so in case it gets a hole or anything like that in it, it won't be leaking all over. We're going to do that, and then we're just going to take this over. We're going to throw this thing back on the smoker and let it go for probably 3 or 4 more hours until that's, those cubes are good and tender. Then we'll be good to go on them. Alright, so these have been on here about 2.5 hours. We're going to unwrap one of them, see what we're looking like here. Smells good. Oh yeah. Yeah, those are nice and tender. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put some sauce on these, and then we're going to put them back on the grill and let them sit for a few minutes. We'll be right back and show you how we do that. Alright, so we're just going to put some sauce on these using just some Sweet Baby Ray's. So we're just going to toss those in that with that sauce. Get that sauce coated all on them like so. Then we're just going to put them back up here on the smoker. We're going to let that sauce set up. Then these things will be good to eat. Okay, so we got them all on the grill sauced up. We're just going to let them go for about another 15 minutes. Let it set that sauce on there, and then they'll be good to eat. Alright, so these things are done. Pull these off. Dump them up here. Smell awesome. I'm going to try these out, see how they taste. Oh yeah, look how tender those are. There's some good pork burnt ends there. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. You gotta try this recipe. It was really tasty. Thanks for watching.